Hello and welcome to another edition of James TV. This is where I will talk to you guys about legends, myths, conspiracy theories, and everything in between. This time I'm going to talk to you guys about the legend of Bigfoot. But before we start, I want to let you know that everything you see and hear is not proven to be scientifically evidenced, as scientists don't believe that Bigfoot exists. I will let you decide for yourself whether you believe it or not. So let's get into it. Okay, so today's agenda, we're going to talk about the origins of Bigfoot. Then I'll show you guys some photo evidence of possible Bigfoots, talk about some proof, and then you guys can decide whether or not you want to believe. World. Dating back thousands of years, people have been seeing big, hairy, ape-like creatures. Early cavemen would draw pictures of them on caves. And later, early civilizations around the world would be describing and illustrating what looks to be the same creature. The Native Americans and Bigfoot. Native American Bigfoot legends usually describe the creatures as around 6 to 9 feet tall, very strong, hairy, uncivilized, and often foul-smelling, usually living in the woods and often foraging at night. Native Americans regard Bigfoot as a supernatural being and often a messenger of the natural world. This is another cave drawing from a different tribe called the BigFoot tribe. Try and answer this question. How could two completely different tribes draw what looks to be the same thing? Take a minute and brainstorm. Now, you're probably saying, it's possible that these two tribes could have communicated what they were seeing, but think about this for a second. These are two completely different tribes. How could they have communicated what they were seeing when they speak two completely different languages? It's simple. They drew what they saw with no communication between them. It's weird to think. The pictures look kind of similar. In this picture, you can see a human skull next to a modern-day gorilla, and next to that is a great ape or Gigantopithecus skull. What's that? It's an ancient great ape that lived as early as 11,000 years ago. It was found mostly in Asia. Is it possible that the Bigfoot people are seeing today is just an evolved one of these ancient apes? Here are some quick facts that people believe true about a Bigfoot. They are described as big, hairy, ape-like creatures. They can be anywhere from 8 to 10 feet tall. They're called Bigfoot because of their giant footprint that they leave behind. Their footprints are anywhere from 15 inches to 24 inches. And in the early 1960s onward, there have been roughly 3,500 documented sightings and track finds that are thought to be credible Bigfoot evidence. Okay, so now let's look at one of many supposed photo evidence of a Bigfoot. In this picture, it was taken in Canada in 1894. The man who took this photo claimed he had no idea what he shot. All he knew, he had never seen something like this before. Here are some other photos of Bigfoot. Now, in most cases, unfortunately, the pictures or videos you will see are not the best. You have to work with what you got. The picture on the upper left is a Bigfoot track. Look at the size of the footprint. On the upper right is a supposed Bigfoot in the woods. Same thing, the one on the bottom of your screen. This next video I'm about to show you has been highly criticized by people, saying it's fake and a hoax. You be the judge and decide for yourself. The video you're about to see was shot in California in 1967. It has been stabilized or The video you're about to see was shot in California in 1967. It has been stabilized or steadied so you can see the Bigfoot more clearly, as the original footage was too blurry or shaky. See for yourself. Things Bigfoot has been known to do is make noises. They have a loud howl, and they're even known to throw rocks or do wood knocking where they bang a piece of wood against a tree. I will now play for you an audio clip where a hunter was in the woods and records a howling noise. The hunter who recorded the audio said he had no idea what kind of animal he was hearing because he's never heard anything like that. So you be the judge when I play you this audio clip and tell me in the comment section below what you think it is. And I'll give you a hint, it is not a bear. That howling's eerie, huh? Now, let's hear a story from a man named Les Stroud. He used to have a TV show called Survivor Man. My dad and I would watch his show all the time. He would go to the world's harshest environments, all by himself with no camera crew, and spend a week there. He has experienced everything there is to experience in the wilderness, even having his own Bigfoot encounter. So the story goes like this. He was filming his show in Alaska, getting his shelter ready for the night, when he suddenly heard a loud and what sounded like a very heavy crash in a tree. When he heard, as he describes, ape-like noises coming from an unknown creature. He says he was frozen solid with fear and utter shock. The noises went on for a few minutes, and as soon as he went for his camera to record the audio, it disappeared into the tree line. So I can't show you the interview he did with the Discovery Channel talking about his experience, so for copywriting issues, of course. But if you want to look further into it, I highly recommend listening to his story and him tell it personally. Try finding it on YouTube somewhere. It's very, very good. So here's Jane Goodall. She's the world's leading primatologist. She has spent nearly 60 years studying apes and chimps. She also discovered that chimps can and very well could be using tools in the wild, and that they have very complex and highly developed social behaviors. So obviously Jane Goodall is highly respected, and people listen to her opinion, especially on things when it comes to chimpanzees and apes. She is on record of saying that not only could Bigfoot be real, but there's a good chance such a thing exists. Now remember, this is the world's leading primatologist. So if she believes there's a chance, that says something. During the course of this video lesson, I have shown you numerous videos, eyewitness accounts, and photo evidence of Bigfoots. Science says they do not exist, but what do you think? Do you believe? Thanks for watching this episode of James TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, believing is not always seeing. Sometimes believing is enough. See you next time on James TV.